John, I mean, we have been, you know, it have been almost 2 months now. The nation is down, and I believe a lot of people out there. I wonder, okay, what is gonna happen, after all this thing? What is your taking on that?
Well, I think that one of the major things or major focus is to get used to the unusual. This is now has become the new normal. I know we're saying, man, I'll be glad when it get back to normal.
Hmm.
So we must begin to process, what has actually happened. Are we going to go back to normal? I don't think so. Look at 9/11. You used to go walk up to the terminal at the airports,
Hmm.
but now you have to go through all the process. You have to wave goodbye to your loved ones or your family or friends at the door.
Wow.
So I don't think there's going to be we're going to ever get back to normal. Okay.
Hmm.
So now we got to, you know, challenge ourselves to get used to the unusual and begin to find out ways through, through prayer, through God,
Hmm.
and through instruction, through, more knowledge, reading, and
Wow.
challenging ourselves now to grow to make the adjustment for, what has taken place.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's powerful. I mean, how do you see this affecting businesses? Those who, not, mainly those who were already in business, because I mean, you have people. Let's use the restaurant industry for example. You have people who have been doing things a certain way for, let's say, 20, 30, 50 years, and now suddenly they need to shift and change the way of doing. I mean, what do you think? What's your taking on that? How do you think this is going to affect those type of
I think it's
businesses?
gonna challenge us to come up with new innovative ideas, for our industry, or unfortunately for some who are stuck in their way of doing things, or they don't have the ability to make the adjustment. They're going to
Hmm.
go out of business.
Wow.
This is a time where we got to seek new innovation.
Mm.
We see now, the drive up restaurants, ordering, from your car,
Hmm.
like some of the restaurants. You have the drive through restaurants
Yes.
that, you know, back in the day, I guess in the day, you could drive up and get you a soda and some french fries and a hamburger. Back then we
Wow.
thought that was old fashioned, but now those restaurants where you could just drive up to, now
Hmm.
they still, they seem to be booming.
Wow. So pretty much what you're saying is that entrepreneur out there, and they, I mean, people really just have to adapt, not just adapt, but shift from the way they used to do it to the new way. Wow, that sounds very very challenging because I mean I can imagine, and tell me if this is wrong. Let's say I own a restaurant and my normal way of doing was just to open, have my 150 table or 75 table, have some waitress cook from the back, bring to the front, and sell by the end of the day. Make $4,000 or $5,000, right? But now I have to forget about all my 30-year experience, the way of doing, and start over, literally, because I have to shift the concept. And, you know, instead of get the people to serve on the table and all that, have that warm meal, I have to change the way to do it. And literally, and adopt the pizza type of, a service. One of the things I noticed is that I normally eat at Papado, and I noticed that whatever I order food there and pick up, by the time I make it home, the food is not good anymore. It doesn't taste the same. So I really stopped eating their food anymore, and I believe it's because it's not that hot meal, it's not that warm meal. Um, I think I think also it's gonna be a very challenging to people to go to this shift, go to this change. Um, but one of the things I believe is that those who are not going to adapt to the change and really really take a step of the start up again, forget about what they learn or what they know, forget about the experience, and just dive it in and just be like a baby and learn again. Unlearn certain things, unlearn certain way they was doing and relearn. Um, I think if they don't do that, it's gonna be a disaster. But one of the things that I think two things gonna happen. One of the things here I'm seeing here is, I mean, mainly for those who are watching this interview, there's a lot of opportunity out there now. Remember, some of these people who are already in business, they've been in business for 50 years, or 30 years, or 40 years and 50 years. They have been doing things a certain way, right? Restaurant, hotel, hair business, fast food, grocery. Things change. So a lot of them, they already saved a couple million. They already, some of them are 65, 70 years old. Guess what? They don't want to go out there and start learning again. It's over. They want to give up. They want somebody to take the baton. They want somebody to take that business over. They want somebody to take that restaurant over because they are 70 years old, they are 55 years old, they are 60 years old. They don't have another 30 years to learn. If you are 70, by the time you learn, to get another 30 years to be at the peak of your business, you'll be 100 years old. No, this is not Adam and Eve age where we have to live to 900 years. No. So this is a good news for you, and this is a good news for me. You, without experience, without any experience, maybe without any money, you can step in so many great business. And how is that going to happen? Some of these big guru, some of these great business people, they would rather fall back. They may have to live only 10 years again and 20 years. They don't want to go and start learning a new thing. You're in a position, you have no previous experience. You are very fresh. This is a time for you to step in. Whatever industry you want to dive in, this is the time. Because a lot big guys are going to leave the platform and pass the baton around. One of the things I saw online a few days ago was Space for Lease, restaurant, who went out of business. They called the landlord, they said, I don't want to keep doing this thing. So now you can go out there and lease a restaurant spot who was already approved by the city. They already built a kitchen in and all that for almost nothing. So you can step in $200,000 business for maybe $1,200 a month. Big opportunity. And I think people need to understand this. One of the things people are looking at is the negative side of this virus, how it affects us, how we will change our lifestyle, how it's going to make us change anything. What I'm seeing is opportunity. There's so much. It's mind-blowing. You can literally do whatever you want to do now. It's just that God brought everybody back to the level zero again to start. This never happened to human history. 2020, I don't know why this number is like this. 2020, everybody come down to the ground level, and we have to start the race again. So this is a time for you and I to position ourselves and take advantage on this industry. Whatever industry we want to get in, I think, Dr. John, this is the best time, more than ever. So I challenge you, I encourage you to look, to just look at whatever industry you want to get in, restaurant, business, online business. There's so much out there now. You can see so many places for lease. You can see so many business that the owner are just looking for somebody to take over so they can see the name of their franchises. There are franchises now who are even give you money to join it so they can maintain the name. I was talking to one friend of mine, Randy, this morning. He owned 3 hair salon franchise. He was telling me, we were just talking. He said, well, Dr. John, I think, Raph, I think I have to, I don't know what is going to happen. I told him, hey, Randy, look, you have probably 100 other business owners who are literally think like you. What you should thinking about doing now is go out there, purchase 30 more. Because I'm sure if you call your corporate office, they will be able to give you that even for a fraction of what you paid before. Because a lot of people throw the towel. They want to back out. That means this guy have a large inventory. They have a large territory now. They need more people than ever. The last thing they want to see is the name disappear, right? So it's amazing, So this is a time of opportunity. This is a time, just like you say, Bishop, people to really, really, really step up and step up, to the game. And as we was talking, I know we will deviate and go back to ministry. I mean, what's your take on ministry? We've been talking about business.
Yeah.
How do you think that's gonna affect the way?
And when you say that, yeah, ministry, many of us must understand that the Bible talks about the kingdom, okay? But ministry, there's a matter of business. So ministry and business does go together. Early this year, at the beginning of the year, everyone, we were talking about 2020 vision, it was, we were rhyming, 2020 vision, see clear, and all of this. But the first thing that the enemy did was he came to challenge us, to challenge our vision. He came to distract us, okay? The most critical thing that can happen for us now is that all of our dreams, all of our goals, things that we had set in place in the beginning of 2020, we've cast it aside, But as you stated, this is a good time to become innovative. This is a good time to take that very business idea, tweak it now, and then move forward. We even see pastors, some of our pastors with the larger churches now, we're all now living room pastors. So I speak to the guys who had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 members. I tell them, you're on the same platform now. The social media take us from our church house to the world. So now it's not the mega pastor. We all have access to the mega audience. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So we went from the mega church to the mega audience. So hey, if you are not preaching the gospel now, shame on you. You can't give an excuse that, hey, I don't have the mega church. I don't even have a church. You can just turn on your phone. You can go live from your bedroom. You can go live from your living room. You can go live and preach to the wall. So I think, Bishop, this is an opportunity. This is the greatest opportunity more than ever, even for ministers to really, really reach out, reach the world. I do a lot of mission trip. I know, so a lot of people don't know me. Most of the time when they see me, I'm talking about business. And in reality, I spent about 3 months, on a mission trip, Nicaragua, Africa, and other nation. But one of the things I noticed is that you say is that now when I go live, I can actually influence people not just in Latin America or not just in Africa and not just in the United States. Another day I was preaching. Most people was connected from Africa. People was connected from Germany, from France, and I was like, wow, what a great time to preach the gospel. What a great time. What a great time to really, really push the message, the love of Jesus Christ out there. What a great time to really, really ministry to the need. What a great time, when you go live to preach, to pray only. If you say, well, I want to go live to pray, you have people lined up in queue. People drop a prayer topic so you can pray for them. So I think we really went from mega church to mega audience, right?
Mega audience, yes.
From mega church to mega audience. Hey, this is awesome. I didn't really see that way, but I believe we should all take advantage on this. This is a time not to fold our hand and do nothing, but we really, 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 really have to take advantage on this mega audience. And another thing, people are home now. People are home. They're ready. People are home. People are bored. So they're ready to listen to the message. It's just a time. This is a time that prophet must arise. People must hear from God and take the message to the people. This is that time. The war's desperate. President called for prayer. Even the president of France, now he's praying. These are people who didn't believe in prayer before. So I thank God for, what all of you guys, men of God, are doing. I thank God for what, all minister, all believer are doing, all the disciple are doing. This is a time like never before. We must empower our people. We must empower the people of God. This is a time that we must really, really give that life, that blood. I was listening to Billy Graham yesterday. He said there's 3 things you can do with that. He said the blood, the love, the love of. He said the blood, the faith, and the love of I said, this is the time. You know, we can do without a house, without a job. We can do without money, but you can't do without the blood. You can't do without faith. You can't do without the love of Christ. Man, this is awesome.
You know, I think this is the greatest time to be alive. You know,
Yeah.
many of us, we're the doom economists are saying that the economy is going down. But I believe that for the believer, this has been a time where we talk about, there's a shift. The shift has come. There's a
Wow.
paradigm shift.
Mm.
But those who were once the tail are now the head. Okay.
Wow.
So there has been a shift. You know, we talk about the wealth shift. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. I believe that right now, one of the greatest wealth transfers are taking place as we speak right now.
Hallelujah.
That's something to get excited about.
Hallelujah.
So,
Hallelujah.
we're speaking negativeness. We're thinking that we're going to die, man. But the Bible says when the kingdom suffers violence, the violent take it by force.
Amen.
So this is time to get radical in our prayer, radical in our faith, and radical in our posture to stand on the word of God.
Amen.